Good morning, students. Here we start with the development of nervous system. In the development of nervous system, our first topic, that is neurulation, N-E-U-R-U-L-A-T-I-O-N. This neurulation is the development of neural tube. This is the most common short note and very interesting. This is the basic development from which the entire central nervous system will develop. So therefore, our topic is development of neural tube, or it is simply known as neurulation. Write a short note on development of neural tube or neurulation. We have to pass across various phases, and those phases will be, first will be neuroectoderm. Please note down these terminologies. These terminologies will go in sequence, and we have to write one sentence about all these terminologies. Neuroectoderm, then there will be formation of the neural plate. After neural plate, in sequence there will be formation of neural fold. Within the neural fold, there will be development of neural crest, cells of neural crest. Then there will be development of neural groove. This neural groove is very important. Then there will be folding of neural groove. Before the neural groove will fold, there will be formation of the anterior neuropore and posterior neuropore. These two are very important, anterior and posterior neuropore. And after that, there will be complete closure of the neural groove into neural tube. So here, there will be complete closure into the neural tube. Please note down these following points. These are the sequences, how the entire neural tube is developed. So therefore, now taking these points into consideration, if we draw over here, you will straight away come to know this is a diagram of general embryology. In the initial stages, we have drawn this diagram so many times, in which we have shown that there was the formation of precaudal plate here. There was this formation of intraembryonic coelom. This was the intraembryonic coelom, and there was a formation of, here I will show this with pink color, primitive streak. At this level, there was formation of primitive streak, if you recollect. Now this primitive streak, dorsal to it, would be the formation of cloacal membrane. So here there was the formation of cloacal membrane. This is the diagram. So many times as I repeat, we have drawn dorsal surface of the embryo, structures in the midline, before the head and tail fold and the lateral folds, cephalic and caudal end, primitive streak. So therefore, the entire surface in the midline between primitive streak and precaudal plate, between primitive streak and precaudal plate, in the midline, there will be thickening of that portion of ectoderm which is known as neuroectoderm. So therefore, the neuroectoderm will be the structure which is lying in the midline between primitive streak and precaudal plate. This is the definition of neuroectoderm, our first point. So therefore, this structure is neuroectoderm, and on either side of neuroectoderm will be surface ectoderm, if you recollect. Surface ectoderm covering the rest of the ectodermal area, and in the central midline there is our neuroectoderm. To be more precise, the neuroectoderm will extend from Hansen's node. Remember, during the development of primitive streak, notochord, we have seen Hansen's node. From Hansen's node of primitive streak till the level of precaudal plate, central midline, this is our neuroectoderm. So therefore here we shall mention this as neuroectoderm. Similarly, the same diagram we have to show in this cross section, and this cross section will be coronal section, remember. So in coronal section, please come on this side. If we have to show, we will show this diagram in this way. Here, this is amniotic cavity. Similarly over here, this will be the yolk sac. This will be endoderm. This will be ectoderm. We know this. Similarly, This is the surface ectoderm. This will be the surface ectoderm. And in the center, there will be the thickened plate which will serve as the neuroectoderm. So in the center, there will be this portion which will be known as neuroectoderm. So therefore, this portion will be our neuroectoderm, this much in coronal section, and we will mention this as the neuroectoderm. Now, next point. What is our next point? There will be development of the entire neural folds. But as the neural folds have to develop, what will happen will be, first the most thickened part of neuroectoderm will be known as neural plate. So therefore, please come on this side, the same neuroectoderm, we have to subsequently mention it as neural plate of cells. Now remember, in some textbooks they have mentioned it as neural plate as medullary plate also. So neural plate is nothing but a strip of neuroectoderm which has thickened. So this thickening of neuroectoderm will be known as neural plate. So our second point is over, neural plate is over. Now we come to the third point, neural fold. Lateral margins of the neural plate will have elevated margins, will be elevated, slightly elevated lateral margins, and therefore they will form neural folds. So here in the same diagram, we can show that these two structures, see here, I will darken this two lateral folds. If I darken it, I will mention this as lateral folds. Lateral margins of the neural plate will be elevated above the surface, which will form the neural folds. And if we come on this side, please come on this side. Same way, here I can show that this lateral margin will be known as neural fold. So these two lateral margins are neural folds. Very simple. It is going step by step in a regular sequence. Now, after neural fold, we come across to neural crest. We have to mention here, otherwise neural crest is another important short knot. It is an independent short knot. We will not go into detail at this moment. We have to mention the formation of neural crest, that is all. Then in the next coming up segment, we will discuss entirely about neural crest because it is a very important short knot. So here neural crest will develop. Where will it develop? Please come on this side. Here, the entire neural crest will develop in the lateral fold. In which manner? In this manner, in such a way that after this diagram, now the following diagram will be, for example, now we come to the following diagram, we have to show like this. This is how we have to show. Therefore, what we have shown will be, there will be this longitudinal groove in the center, and this groove will be known as neural groove. This is the neural groove. Similarly, now there will be our neural folds, and these neural folds will be, these are the two neural folds. Very simple, these two lateral margins. Neural crest cells will develop. In which region? The neural crest cells, they will develop in the folds, neural folds in such a way that they will separate the neural groove from that of the surface ectoderm. Since we know that this is the surface ectoderm, this portion here will be surface ectoderm. So therefore now here I can show that there will be development of this neural crest cells in the neural groove. So neural crest cells will be developing in the neural groove. Not in the neural groove, but in the neural fold. Neural crest cells will develop in the neural fold. So here I can mention this as development of cells of neural crest. Where? In the neural fold. So that it will separate neural groove from surface ectoderm. So in the neural fold there is development of neural crest. So here, if we show over here, our neural crest is complete. Now we come to this neural groove. This entire neural groove and subsequently neural tube. Now this entire neural groove will then close dorsally. So if I want to show, please come on this side, if I want to show how this neural groove will close dorsally, since this is the coronal section at one particular point, if we want to show in a dorsal manner, if I show here in this dorsal manner, central portion is the neural groove and these two are the neural folds. So therefore, here I mention this as neural groove in the central portion, and now this neural groove has to close down dorsally. So therefore, the two neural fold margins, right and left lateral, will close down dorsally in such a way that the entire neural groove will be closed and it has to be converted into neural tube. Very simple closure of neural folds. But this closure does not take place in one big moment. No, it will take place in various stages. For example, now this is the point which you need to write down. The closure of neural folds dorsally, now dorsal closure of neural folds, that closure will take place at the level of fourth somite. Remember the process, the entire process of development of neural tube will take place in the pre-somite period. And then at the end of pre-somite period, the entire process is developing. And then the somite period will start. So therefore, from the end of pre-somite period, throughout the somite period, the entire process of neural tube will be passing, or the entire process of neurulation will be there. So therefore, the closure of neural folds dorsally will take place at the level of fourth cervical, not cervical, but fourth somite stage. At the level of fourth somite, there will be closure of this neural fold. So please note down, at the level of fourth somite, there will be starting of closure of the neural fold, and then it will spread in both the directions, cephalic as well as caudal. This is very much asked in MCQs also. The closure of neural tube will take place in the cephalic as well as caudal direction. From what level it will start? Fourth somite level. Then it will extend cephalic as well as caudal. Now, this is the important point. Remember, we have mentioned about anterior and posterior neuropores. So therefore now, here we have to show in this diagram the entire neural closure, folding of the neural folds as it is extending from fourth cervical till cephalic and caudal margin. Here this fourth cervical, I just noted down, instead of S, fourth somite stage S, you can mention it as SO. Instead of S, SO, that will serve as somite, fourth somite stage. So SO will designate as somite. So as the closure is taking place from fourth somite, cranially and caudally, what will happen will be, at that moment there will be two anterior and posterior openings, and those two openings which is left, still there is no closure at that level, cephalic and caudal level, they are called anterior and posterior neuropore. Here, if we show the anterior and posterior neuropore, we will show at these two levels in this way. We show this is the anterior neuropore and this will be the posterior neuropore. And here you can mention this as the posterior neuropore, and this we can mention this as anterior neuropore. So therefore, anterior and posterior neuropore, these are the two openings present at cephalic and caudal ends before the closure of the entire neural tube. And these neuropores will open where? Now please come on this side. This neuropore is opening where? It will open in, this is amniotic cavity, this is yolk sac. So therefore this opening will be in the amniotic cavity. remember. But at what level? Anterior and posterior. So anterior and posterior neuropores will remain open in the amniotic cavities for the circulation of amniotic fluid. Amniotic fluid has to pass through it. And because of circulation of amniotic fluid through anterior and posterior neuropore, it will supply nutrition through amniotic fluid to the neural tube. Then what will happen? Then in the last stage, the anterior and posterior neural tube will close. The anterior and posterior neuropore will close. These are very frequently asked MCQ and Viva question as well as 1 mark question answer. Timing of closure of anterior neuropore. So here we have to mention, for example, this diagram only, we will take the timing of closure of anterior neuropore will be, the timing of closure of anterior neuropore will be in the middle of 4th week. Please note down. In the middle of 4th week is the closure of anterior neuropore, which is asked in MCQs very frequently, and it will correspond to 20 somite stage. At the stage of 20 somite, this is the closure of anterior neuropore. Posterior neuropore closure, the posterior neuropore closure will be at the end of 4th week of embryonic period. Why I am writing down this is, as I told you, why I am writing down is because it is frequently asked in MCQs. Period or timing of closure of the posterior neuropore at the end of 4th week, and it will correspond to roughly around the 24 or 25 stage of somite. So this is where it will correspond to. So therefore, these two are the periods of closure of anterior and posterior neuropore. And when does it close down? Immediately as the blood vascular system will commence. At that time, these two neuropores will close, because once the blood vascular system commences, blood is sufficiently present for enter nutritive purposes, and for that amniotic fluid is not necessary at this stage, and therefore there will be closure of these two neuropores. And now if we come to that, this diagram over here, last point will be the entire neural tube. Now this neural groove will be converted into neural tube by closure of these two neural folds. So therefore we will show this closure, as in this manner. We will show here the entire neural tube will be present. This will be the neural tube. Here I can write inside itself, this is the neural tube. Then surface ectoderm will be complete. This will be the surface ectoderm. It will be detached from the surface ectoderm, and at the same time neural crest cells will be present in this way. They will be present in the roof, dorsolaterally in the roof portion of the neural tube. So dorsolaterally in the roof portion of the neural tube, the neural crest cells are present between neural tube and surface ectoderm. Therefore, we have to, this is the final diagram, we can write over here as neural crest, and this portion suggesting the neural tube formation. This entire neural tube has formed. So therefore, in this diagram, the entire neural tube will be formed in this way, present, extending from precaudal plate till the primitive streak. And on the surface of neural tube, there will be permanent closure of surface ectoderm. Now, as the entire neural tube has developed beneath the surface ectoderm in the midline, along with neural crest cells, which are lying where? Which are lying dorsolateral to neural tube. So therefore, this neural tube will in future differentiate, develop into the entire central nervous system. This is the last point. And along with that central nervous system, peripheral nervous system, which consists of cranial nerves, spinal nerves, autonomic ganglia and spinal ganglia, they will develop from, some parts of that peripheral nervous system will develop from neural crest and some parts from neural tube. This is what we have to study. Now, as this neural tube has developed, as this neural tube has developed, this neural tube will be developed in such a way that in the cranial portion there will be 3 dilatations, 3 vesicles, and in the caudal portion it will be a narrow tube. Therefore, the final diagram of that neural tube will be, please come on this side here. So the final diagram of that neural tube will be the 3 dilatations or the 3 vesicles and then the entire neural tube. Now these vesicles or dilatations and the entire neural tube, this is how it will be present. So these 3 vesicles will form prosencephalon, mesencephalon and rhombencephalon, from which the entire brain will develop. And caudal part here, in this caudal part, the entire neural tube will develop into spinal cord. What about cranial portion? Cranial portion, these 3 dilatations, these 3 vesicles which have developed from neural tube will develop into the entire brain. So therefore, now in the last stage, the entire neural tube will be represented in this way. Cranial portion, 3 vesicles, prosencephalon, mesencephalon, rhombencephalon. These 3 vesicles will develop into brain. Cranial portion of neural tube, and the caudal portion of neural tube will remain narrow, from which the entire spinal cord will develop. Here we end our short note neurulation or development of neural tube. Thank you very much.